So yeah, I want to answer him. Go on. Leave me a comment. Leave me a question. Send me a chat. I'm here for it. I'm here for it today. Waiting on spaghetti to be made, so I got a little bit of time. Mm. At least until this coffee runs out. I want to at least give these people a chance to get in here and ask the questions they want to ask. Somebody was like, I'm thinking about quitting. I'm like, hope you're not thinking about quitting life. Because, yeah. Uh, Just got this live feature back not too long ago. I did get banned from going live because, well, I was messing with a firearm. I had no idea that they had like terms where you cannot handle a firearm during a live. And I thought about it. I get it now. It's people be doing crazy shit and trying to go live doing it. Uh, but yeah, that was news to me. So I didn't know how long I would be banned from going live. Oh, damn. Yo, what's up? Talk to me. Ask me some questions. Let me know what's going on. No? All right. All right. They cut out. I mean, the other live was going all right. I had some people in there. And, hey, Sarah. What's up? Yeah, here I am. What's up? I'm so Jesse. Another hi from Sarah. How is everybody doing today? The sky. Well, I'm just waiting for spaghetti to get made. So yeah, let's hear him. Ask me some questions. I had another live going. I was in the middle of trying to give somebody some advice, and it crashed. So here I am. How old are you? I'm so Jesse. I'm damn near 40. Yeah, I think I'm 39. I don't really I was born in 86, so you can do the math on that. I think I'm like 39, somewhere around there. I know I'm getting close to 40. So yeah, there's that. Anything else? While I drink my coffee. Where am I from? I was born in Moscow, and I live in the U.S. now. I love it. I came here when I was like 6 years old. I'm Team America all the way. Uh, yeah, yeah. Take another sip of coffee to that. Yeah, I never thought about doing this, but I'm sure some subs have some questions about stuff. I got no problem answering. Full transparency. I got nothing to hide from you guys. Go ahead, get them questions in. Any advice I'll be happy to give about anything. What is my favorite route? What Russia is better or USA? Well, so we got two questions here. What's my favorite food? Pizza, burgers. I like all sorts of stuff. I am a foodie. Is Russia better than US? No, absolutely not. USA all the way. I love my freedoms here. I love my classic cars. Uh, I love firearms. I make firearm content on this channel. I highly doubt I would be able to do any of that in Russia. and I'm pretty sure I would be sent out into a meat grinder to get killed by now. So, very happy here in the US. Absolutely love it. Ditched my accent a long time ago, and yeah, never looked back. Never wanted to, right? Love my classic cars. You're just not gonna have a GTO in Russia. You're not gonna have a 1970 Le Mans Sport in Russia. And because I love cars, I love firearms. We literally have the best of the whole world here. America is a melting pot, contrary to what some people might believe. We do have the best of all worlds here. It's just my opinion. America, IMO, USA, all the way. I love it. So, yeah, and say that I am a patriot. So, yeah, ask away any questions. Here I am. Need some advice? Need some life advice? Borscht? No, no, lawfully armed, not borscht. I'm waiting on spaghetti right now. I'm waiting on spit. You know what though? I've had borscht before. Purple soup. It's not really my thing. Some borschts can be good. I'm not gonna lie. My mama makes borscht. You know, it's still a pretty Russian thing, and yeah, it can be pretty good if you know how to make it. But I'll take pizza and burgers all day over borscht. Yeah. I'll take cheddar broccoli soup over some borscht. Real talk, okay? And you can serve me some American apple pie. I'm all for it. Again, I'm waiting on spaghetti right now. My girl definitely ain't making borscht in the kitchen. What does Russia have better than America? Misery. Russia's got way better misery than America, okay? Uh, a scowl on the face is the standard facial expression in Russia. So people aren't pleasant to each other. They're not nice to each other. Children get beat. They get the shit beat out of them because mothers are scared that if they raise their child to be weak, they're going into the military. They're pretty much going to have to go into the military. Um, so when I came here to the US after a few years, my mom actually apologized to me for, beating on me with an extension cord and shit like that. And she was like, that's just the culture over there, and I'm sorry about that, and don't ever bring this stuff up because I'll deny it and we're never going to talk about this ever again. But it was still nice to actually get an apology from her, because it really is like that over there. Yeah, a lot of good it does them too, I'm much happier over here. Um, yeah, it's one of the things that the KGB was actually really worried about, come to find out, was they were sending agents over to the US and they were scared that a lot of them would be like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here, forget all that nonsense, because life here is so good. Once you actually get a taste of freedom, why the hell would you ever want to go back? And apparently that was a major problem for the KGB, is they were having a bunch of defectors, right? They would come over here, and especially if they didn't have a bunch of family in Russia, and the government could use to like put pressure on them, a lot of them would be like, I got no reason to go back there. Like, they come over here and make a life here, and they're free. They can say whatever they want. Why would you want to go back to eating borscht, right? Eating borscht and lies and pretending to be happy about it. Defect. Yeah, well, I mean, I can see why, is all I'm saying, right? I can see why people get a taste of freedom here in America and they don't want to go back. I don't blame them. I like being able to have my own opinion on things and not having to bite my tongue. I love freedom of speech, right? I'll literally die for your right to be able to say whatever you want, even if I don't necessarily like it, right? You know, it's part of that whole thing, right? I'm sure I have opinions that other people don't like, but the point is, I'm free to actually voice them here, right? And as a result, we can have open dialogue. And do you feel safe in America despite the fact that people have guns? Yeah, I feel way more safe in America because people have guns. Of course, of course. Um, it helps that I have one on me myself, right? How do you feel about politics nowadays? Okay, Jesse, politics here is wild right now. There's just a bunch of crazy stuff going down. It is what it is. We're gonna have to see how it pans out. Russia doesn't have many. Russia doesn't have, well, I don't know if you're talking about guns. Russia doesn't have many guns. I've had other Russian people come over here and I've taken them to the range, and they are surprised at what we can have over here. Apparently, over there, you can only have a hunting rifle. It has to be for hunting, period. You have to get a bunch of permits and probably bribe a bunch of people to get all that paperwork done, and then you are very limited to what you can have. A lot of people think that, hey, over in Russia, you can just have AK-47s and grenades. That's just not the case because they want to be able to control their people. So, it kind of makes sense, right? When you run a tyrannical government like that, you want your armed forces to be way more armed and deadly than the general population, right? Do I like video games? Of course, Jesse. Yeah, I play, well, a lot of games. Gotcha games. This channel did start off Mobile Gamers Unite as pretty much I was just playing gotcha games and recording videos, and then I went on to other hobbies that I did. Obviously, firearms, gear, stuff like that. Um, some cat videos here and there, right? I mean, this channel pretty much is just a hobby channel. I do not take this as a job. I'm not on YouTube trying to make money, right? I'm just speaking my truth, giving my opinion on things. I started making firearm content just to be a data point, right? Because I have so many firearms and things. I was just trying to put data points out there for other people and share my experience with them. I'm never trying to shill anything. I'm never trying to sell anything. This is pretty much just, this is my social media. I like the fact that I can make videos, put them out, and people don't have to watch them, but they're not going to take them down. So yeah, I'm on YouTube instead of like Facebook or Instagram. Yay, freedom. But yeah, as somebody did mention, politics here is wild right now. It really is. And don't know what's going to happen, but I do feel much better knowing that I have a shotgun next to my bed. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Do I have any pets? Yeah, I have cats. I have a Doberman. I have plenty of videos up on all of them. One of our cats just had a kitten. Call it Leader Acola. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know if it has a spleech or a splooch. I guess I'll find out later. And I have a Doberman named Zayats, and he's a pretty terrible dog, actually. I'm not gonna lie. He's a very needy, clingy dog, but I love him, even though he takes up like half of my bed. So yeah, I am an animal lover. Um, yeah, I walk Zayats around every day. Um, it's a fun time when he's not pulling 80 pounds on my arm. So love animals, always have. And I try to save stray cats if I can. Uh, so yeah, definitely have I have I have cats. I have kids. I'm father of the year over here. They call me All Father, father of all, and I'm pretty happy with my life. So there's that. I tend to try to stay positive, be a positive person, and yeah, love me some kitties. What else you guys got? I mean, I'm not going to get deep into the politics just because shit is so hot here right now, right? Mm. Do you have any siblings or friends? Yeah, a lot of my friends are dead, unfortunately. Like my childhood friends, a lot of them didn't make it. I did have kind of like a rough childhood. I have a sibling. I have a little brother named Nick, and he is in Wisconsin right now. And he likes animals too. He's working at a zoo. I hope he doesn't get eaten by a tiger. And yeah, once in a while, my brother still comes up to Michigan, visits, and we hang out.
Babe,
Yeah.
I gotta go to the store and get more sauce.
Oh no, two wasn't enough.
No,
Damn.
not even a little.
Really?
Yeah,
Two whole
we
jars?
ate a lot of meat, honey, and the noodles. It's time for eating up.
Okay. Well, I'd rather have more spaghetti than less. So all right, I'll see you in a little bit. So yeah, I have a wonderful girlfriend too. I'm pretty happy with my life. A lot of my friends, well, the ones that didn't die, unfortunately, like moved to other states. I mean, that just happens as you get older. Um, I have new friends now, right? I have a couple buddies that live around here. My neighbor at one of my houses is a buddy of mine. Um, yeah, I'm not really as social as I used to be, obviously. I got like kids to deal with now and stuff like that, so I'm not exactly up in the club. But I'm pretty happy with my girlfriend, my extended family. Life is good right now. I'm not even gonna lie. Life is good. I work. When I'm bored, I get to tinker with guns and gear and just build stuff. Try to stay busy here and there. And family life is pretty awesome. So yeah, there's that. That and the cats and the dog. I mean, I got a full house over here, so no regrets there. Nothing to be upset about. Yeah, and yeah, I still part of the reason why I play mobile games actually. It's hard for me to get in front of a computer, and it's hard for me to like sit down and I would have a PS5 right now, but it really is hard for me to make time for that. I could pick up a mobile game and bam. How was school for you? Well, no, school's all right. I went to actually I went to Grand Blanc when I was a little kid. Um, I moved to Clarkson for like sophomore and junior year. Then I moved back to Grand Blanc and I was a complete bad kid hooligan. I got expelled and then I went to the Broom Center. Yay, yay, Broom Center. Yeah. That's where I graduated from. It was a metal detector school and I was probably the only white boy in that mosque. But hey, it all worked out. I did graduate. It was really easy to get good grades in that school, right? And I only had like a year of credits to make up. It was interesting. It was. I learned a lot about different cultures as I went to school there for my last year. And honestly, I wouldn't change it. I had a blast, made some lifelong friends there, and yeah, it was pretty dope. Yeah. I also did go to college for a little bit. I was going for a bachelor's in marketing. I got almost done with it, and then my family business started taking off, and I just, if you're having to choose between going to school and actually doing work, and pursuing your own business, I decided to help with the family business, and like that's where I'm at now. I could always just go back to Baker and get whatever credits I need to fully get my bachelor's degree, but I haven't really been worrying about it, right? Business is good. I work with elderly and retired people setting up handicap accessible homes and properties. And I feel very fulfilled doing the work that I do. I get to be able bodied and I get to help other people that aren't. You know, it's not the easiest job in the world. But the people that I work with, I can tell, are honestly thankful for everything that I do. And that goes a long way. It is what it is. So I don't know if you guys caught the note there or not, but we didn't buy enough spaghetti sauce. So old lady's going up to the store to get a couple more jars of that. So yeah, what else? What else? Internet friends. Mm. Just glad nobody's asked me about traumatic life experiences yet. I mean, there is a reason why I got into firearms, unfortunately. Um, I don't blame it on any sort of American problem. This shit could have happened anywhere. Like, you can get carjacked anywhere in any country. I at least live in a place where I can do something about that. I feel like my fate is in my hands, right? If somebody wants to carjack me again, they're going to have to get around the fact that I have a 9mm in my pocket, right? That wasn't the case when I was younger. I was not armed, and I paid for that. I got bullets in my arm right now, and I almost got my throat cut. What's your favorite subject in school? Mine was art. I used to be more artistic. I used to be able to draw when I was a little kid. I somehow lost that ability, unfortunately. Math was not that great for me. I liked history. I really liked history, just learning about, um, well, history in general, because if we forget about that shit, we are doomed to repeat it, right? There have been some terrible world wars. And honestly, I feel like people are forgetting about our history. They're forgetting about how bad things were, and they're not realizing that things can be bad again. Without getting too much into politics, I see people be in a reckless type of way, kind of feeling like in 2025, I mean, we couldn't get dragged into a World War II like conflict again. Yes, we very well could. And the problem is the people that have experienced that and that have actually lived through that, a lot of them are dying out, right? Like, there was no war after World War II because people were tired of war. They were tired of struggling like that and dealing with the misery of it. But as time goes on and you have new generations of people that have never experienced war, um, they're more prone to starting shit with other people because they don't realize how bad it can get. They don't realize how terrible war is because they've never had to live through any of it. So I feel like we're kind of at that point right now, right? Like, um, a lot of the Jewish people that were in concentration camps, they're dying out, you know, and so is their story, right? So yeah, I think people forget about that stuff. Yeah. Well, yeah, nobody wants to talk about the terrible, traumatizing experiences that they've had. Um, I was simply pointing out that, like, I make firearm content for a reason now. I've unfortunately been through it myself, and I have a reason to carry a 9mm. Detroit is right around the corner. It's kind of funny. I grew up around the Flint area, and Flint's pretty rough itself. Uh, and then I went out to Detroit, and they caught me slipping in Detroit, right? Because I was so comfortable and so used to being in Flint and didn't have any problems with anybody. Different hood, and you got to realize real quick that you're nobody there, and people will try to run up on you and rob you, carjack you, put a knife up to your throat, and do all sorts of crazy shit. So, uh, where I live now is about 15 minutes away from where I got shot and almost stabbed. Uh, it was 6 Mile and Evergreen, and I live in a very nice part of Michigan now. I live like in a very nice neighborhood here, but Detroit is always just down the street, right? It's always 12 minutes away. So anytime I have to go out there, I make sure that I am strapped, right? And I feel much better for it. All right. Uh, everything that I do is legal. I have my license, my permit, my everything, right? Or else, obviously, I wouldn't be making firearm content on YouTube. I'm just not one of those people that's gonna broadcast doing illegal things. That ain't me. So, yeah. Just to give you some channel lore, that's how it all got started. That's how I started getting into tactical gear, right? Because this channel did start with just video games, right? But there's just so much more to me as a person than just that, right? And I would be making content from different consoles, but with work and everything that I do, like it's hard for me to do that, which is why I pretty much stick to mobile games, right? I can always whip out a phone and have some of my favorite mobile games there no matter what I'm doing. They can always go everywhere with me, right? And to be fair, we have some pretty solid mobile games out right now. I was like an old school RPG player back in the day, and just a lot of the mobile games that we have now, they're bringing a lot of nostalgia. When Final Fantasy Brave Exvius launched, yo, me and my best friend were all about that shit. Rest in peace, Adam. Unfortunately, Adam died. Um, he never did get to see the terms of service for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. It is kind of sad. It's really sad, actually, because he was a really good dude. Um, but yeah, the streets took him. Streets took him. You know, what are you going to do? So yeah, I've been wanting to make some more video game content for the channel. I'm just deciding what I want to get into. I probably am just going to snag up a PS5 uh, and see what I like on there. I've been out of the PlayStation world for a while, so I had a computer set up for video games and stuff. My graphics cards were stolen out of my computer, unfortunately, so I'm kind of at a crossroads there. I don't know if I want to rebuild the system that I had or just hook up a completely new computer. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And then, hey, I'm leaning towards the PS5. Uh, the computer, on the other hand, would help me make better content. Most of what I do right now is just on my phone. I've had people tell me that I should just be doing TikToks, but I think I do just fine making content on my phone for YouTube, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty much just sharing life experiences here and firearm data points, right? Now, a lot of my video game stuff is just for entertainment purposes, right? I'm not pretending to be the best video game player in the world. I'm not trying to give advice to people. Like, I am just here to enjoy the video games myself and have a good time. And maybe I can share some of that experience. Maybe not. Hey, it is what it is, right? So, yeah, come on. You guys got any questions about me? Let me know. How was I able to recover? Oh, from getting shot and everything. That took a while. That really did take a while. Uh, you don't realize the traumatic effect it has on you till like days and days later. I remember specifically after all that shit happened, I was at a gas station and some dude like walked up to me and I was like, "Oh shit, am I gonna get like, is this shit going down again?" Like I mean, the heart rate got pumping and everything, and this dude was just asking for directions, and I was like, "Damn." Um, I didn't realize that I was going through some kind of like stressful thing like that until that happened. Like I thought everything was fine. Um, and unfortunately, I did end up with an injury. I quit some shop jobs over that because I just couldn't use my left arm anymore the way that I used to be able to use it. And I ended up just like ended up burning my chest at the shop because of that. It's good knowledge of guns and tactical stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, hey, Runs Guts. What's up? Yes, thank goodness I'm okay from the street stuff. And honestly, I try to just stay out of it at this point, right? Like I have no reason to be out there. Um, Once in a while, I got to go back to Detroit to like get my truck fixed or something like that. And if I have to roll through there, I mean, yeah, I'm strapped and I'm a lot more mentally aware of what can happen now after I went through it myself. Um, your number one weapon is your mind, right? If you can see trouble coming from a mile away and you can just go away from it, congratulations. Like you just skipped all of that shit. You just skipped getting stabbed, getting shot, getting robbed. So, number one thing, even if you can't carry a firearm, right? I think, just as a guy, this is something that you need to think about. And now I also have a family that I have to protect if we ever go out or do anything. So I think it's something that everybody should think about. And this isn't just a guy thing either. Girls need to think about this stuff because a lot of time the women are the victims, especially women with children. That's exactly what a crackhead is looking for. They're trying to rob a woman with her child because she's not going to resist, right? She doesn't want anything happening to her kid. And here, fine, take all the money, take everything you want. And that's exactly what they're looking for is an easy target. So I'm all about not being a soft target anymore. And I mean, that's pretty much what I do. I play with firearms and I test gear. Uh, Here's my newest little buddy right here, N690 Steel. I just made a short about this thing. I'm going to drop it tomorrow. Uh, for those of you that are here, this is probably the cheapest high grade steel that you can get right now. I even ordered a second one of these. They are on Amazon. The last N690 bowler knife that I bought was $150. These things are 60 bucks. So yeah, I get to test gear and review it. And if anybody asks me why I have a giant knife on me, well, I make YouTube content, and the only way to review this stuff is to test it and carry it around and use it. And that's pretty much what I do now, right? YouTube is not like a form of income to me, but I'm still technically a YouTube partner, so I just use that as an excuse. That's why I have a holster. I do have a job, though, obviously. You know, that's what I actually do. And that job is part of the reason why I play the mobile games, right? Because it's something that I can do at work for 20, 30 minutes at a time when I'm not busy. So, yeah, yeah. It has been good talking to all of you today. So yeah, any more questions about anything, throw them out there. I am full transparency. More than happy to answer anything. Like I said, I had a live going earlier, and it crashed right before I could give somebody some advice. Somebody was like, "I'm thinking about quitting," and I didn't really get to the meat and potatoes of that comment. I'm like, "Quitting what? Like, don't quit life, you know? Quit quitting being a good person. Don't do that, you know." Unfortunately, how are birthdays for you? How were birthdays for me as a kid? Hmm. How were birthdays for me as a kid? In Russia, they were pretty cold and depressing. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be very honest with you. And then birthdays here in the U.S. obviously much better. Um, None of them really stand out to me. Like I'm gonna be real. I come from poverty, right? Like I'm first generation here in the U.S. Uh, I didn't exactly have a bunch of money and resources to have good birthdays. When I was young, I was always working. So yeah, birthdays really not my thing. I'll be honest with you. I don't really even celebrate birthdays now. I forget about them. My girlfriend has to remind me when it's my birthday, or a family member will be like, "Happy birthday." Actually, my birthday is coming up on the 30th. So yeah, I'm like 16 days away from my birthday. So yeah, let's just get that out of my system now. But yeah, I'm sure my birthdays were better here in the US than they ever were back in the USSR, right? So yeah, um, typically when it is my birthday, I will just try to relax. I'll go get my classic car, start her up. I'll go drive around, get a car wash. I'll just do me for the day if I can. I'll go to the range. I'll drop 1,000 rounds of 9 millimeter, right? I'll see if my buddies want to meet me up there. And I usually don't even tell people it's my birthday. It kind of like puts pressure on people like, hey, it's my birthday. Come on over and celebrate me. And I don't really feel right doing that to people. I'll hang out with people on my birthday and I won't even tell them it's my birthday because I don't want them to feel like obligated to, oh shit, I got to go get him a gift or something like that. I'm really not a materialistic person, right? So I'm more than happy just to hear from my kids. Oh, have I ever been on a road trip? Okay, do international trips count? I've been on some road trips here in the US. I went to Florida, obviously. I tried to go to Canada, but I couldn't cross the border because of my status at the time. That's all been worked out, obviously. Um, but I went all over Europe. I went to Paris, London, Mulan, the Vatican, Rome, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few other countries. I just went all over Europe with EF Tours when I was, let's see, it was like sixth, seventh grade. Um, it was cool. It was like a 2 or 3 week trip out there. And I will say this, the Vatican is creepy, yo. The Vatican is creepy. I wasn't trying to stay there for any longer. It was wild. It was really wild. Um, I just caught bad vibes there, right? Full disclosure, I'm not a religious person myself. And, I just caught bad vibes there. Everybody, they had a bunch of guards everywhere. Like you had to wear pants, even though it was super hot outside. You can't show any kneecap because that's disrespectful to the church. I want to go to Mexico, by the way. I would love to go check Mexico out. Maybe someday. Maybe you know what I thought of? I thought about going to Mexico because they do some amazing body work there on cars. I was gonna take my 1970 Le Mans there and try to get like a paint job there and see if I could get some old school leaded paint, right? Because that shit, I don't know if you've ever seen leaded paint, like old school leaded paint that's like 40 years old on a car. It looks really, really good. They just can't use it now because it's dangerous. Well, I'm sure in places like Mexico, I might still be able to find some old school leaded paint, and that shit looks amazing. Yeah, so thought about doing that. Haven't really put too much thought into it. Maybe someday when I can actually take a trip to Mexico. That's one of the things that I would do is go down there and try to get my car worked on. There's a lot of amazing artists there. I've seen some of the paint and stuff that shops in Mexico do, and it's for a very fair price. So I don't know what I would have to go through to do that. I would probably just put my Le Mans on like a car trailer and drive it down there. I don't know how difficult it would be for me to get back up here, hauling a car up here. I'm really not experienced with the US Mexico border. I'm sure the border's pretty tough right now with everything that's going on. I just don't know, but I definitely would love to go see Mexico. It's we can say it's on my bucket list of things to do for sure. Mm. Try some tequila out there. Not a huge drinker. I never wanted to be like a stereotypical Russian drunk, you know. It's just something that unfortunately plagues my people, and I never wanted to be that stereotype. I mean, I had like my bar days when I was young, when I was like in my 20. Yeah, I could drink like a fish if I wanted to, but obviously as I got older, I started getting away from that, and I have enough vices to deal with. I do not need to add alcohol to that, right? You know what? Good questions too, by the way. Guys, man, ask me about birthdays and stuff. I haven't really even thought about that. Good questions. So yeah, let's get them in. Whatever else you guys have to ask. To Quebec? That actually sounds awesome. Again, where is Quebec? Is that by Canada? Yeah, I bet Mexico is beautiful. Quebec also sounds awesome too. Um, is Quebec by Canada or in Canada? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Canada East Coast. Okay, I could have sworn. Yeah, I want to go to both places to be perfectly honest with you. I'm gonna wait for things to cool down at the border here a little bit, and I have a business to run here, and yeah, my old lady's constantly complaining about us not being able to take vacation right now and stuff like that. So, um, as soon as I get some things figured out with business and I get some more employees that actually continue to show up for work, because man, we've hired so many people. It is ridiculous. I'm starting to kind of lose my faith in people. Uh, as soon as I get some of that worked out, then yeah, I'm gonna want to be taking some vacations, either Canada or Mexico. They sound like awesome places, and I could drive there, and I enjoy driving. So, that would definitely be a perk for me. Uh, I would love to finish my classic car and then take that on a vacation. That just sounds awesome to me. So, work in progress, right? As soon as the borders cool down a little bit and I can do a little bit more work on my Le Mans, um, yeah. Are I religious? No, I'm not religious. I mentioned that earlier when I was talking about the Vatican and how it kind of creeped me out. Just personally for me, I have no problem with other people pursuing religion. I told my kids I want them to pursue religion at their own pace. I don't want them being forced onto anything. I want them to make their own assumptions, and maybe they can find something in religion that can positively help their life. That's maybe it's something that I missed, but I've researched a lot of different religions. Um, I just personally don't think any of them are getting it right. Um, and it's also a little suspect to me that none of them can agree on anything, right? And unfortunately, all of them pretty much say the same thing. We're right and you're wrong. Yeah, I mean, um, and it's something that I have looked into. I do watch like religion-based YouTube videos. Matt Dillahunty, I watch a bunch of his stuff where he debates a bunch of different religious people. They have religious callers call in. You know, I have yet to hear any caller call into the Matt Dillahunty show and actually give a good explanation for religion and why they believe it. So that's just personally my take on it. But it is what it is. That's a personal experience for everybody. Maybe you've experienced something that you can attribute to God that I can't experience. And my personal opinion is, okay, how do I want to word this? I don't control what I believe. I can't make myself believe something that I don't truly believe. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things. I'm not going to live a lie. I'm not going to pretend to go to church just because other people are doing it. I have to truly believe in something to embrace it. And that's just me. Yes, Ren's Guts, you have an awesome day. Take care of you and your family as well. I will see you on the flip side. I'm sure I will see you in the comment section and some of my LC videos, right? So, but yeah, as far as the religion topic goes, I got nothing against, people pursuing that and finding their own path. I just haven't been able to do it for me. And I haven't found a religion that actually uh, convinces me. Um, so maybe there's something that I'm missing, but I've spent a lot of time researching that because it's very interesting to me, the lengths that people will go to for religion. I even wrote some papers about it when I went to college. Um, but yeah, I just haven't been able to find one for me. Now, and I can say that about politics too. I haven't been able to find a political party that I fit into. So I guess I'm just the odd man out. What are you going to do? It is what it is. Still living a happy life. Things are still awesome over here. And I really don't have any complaints. And if I did, I'd be too busy dealing with that and I wouldn't have any time to make YouTube videos, right? So, um, any last questions? People get them in because I'm about to go eat some spaghetti. So, give you guys a couple minutes to type out some questions if you want. Because my coffee is almost empty. We've been at this for 46 and a half minutes now. And I've been hungry the whole time. So, yeah, it's been good talking to everybody, everyone that's participated. I'll do one of these from time to time. So, if you got some questions, I don't know, write them down in your mental notebook and save them. And next time I do one of these, you can ask me then, right? But I figured this would be cool to like talk to some of my subs and answer any of their questions that they wanted. So you know who you're sub to and where I'm coming from when I make the content on my channel. But yeah, without further ado, everybody have an awesome day. Go enjoy an awesome meal. Get some spaghetti for yourself if you can. Go walk your dog. Go do something outside. It's a nice day. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video.